Hello everybody, this is the Monotone Doppler. I have a video here for you today. Earlier I saw a video by Sethbling. He made some kind of, he called it, what was it? Chest on request. So I thought that was a pretty cool idea. I decided build it myself and see what I could do with it. It was pretty cool. Basically, if you haven't seen it, you just walk up, you grab your diamonds or whatever. Well, we wouldn't use diamonds, but maybe your iron. Take out your iron, you get in your other room, throw it in your furnace, you go to your other room, grab your diamonds, craft diamond tools, whatever you want to do. And it's very, very simple system, very fast as well. You just have your line underneath all of the pressure plates, or I use the switch in this case, so I didn't have to just stand there. And then it sends signal, sends cart down. Also, your pressure plate has a torch under it, which turns off the redstone rail, the powered rail, and stops the cart for you. Now this is great. I really like the system, unless you're like me and you just want to put them really far away. And it's good for the closer one, but not if you want to go all the way down here, and it's just takes forever. The cart kind of slowly gets over here. This isn't even that far. You shouldn't have to wait that long. Put your diamonds in your cart. So I thought maybe, for extreme long distances there's not a lot you can do, but if you have a village over there and you want to put a cart dispenser or a chest request in every single building, you don't want to have it loop around through every single building before it gets to yours. You want to just have it go as direct as possible. So that's where I figured out, you can just make junctions. You can have, your line from this set of pressure plates come over and then connect over here, and then just make it switch the rail, and then you can actually do that infinite number of times. So you can have a switch on a switch, on a switch on a switch, switchception, whatever you want, you can just have it switch. And it works really well this way as well. It's so much faster. Every switch can save you potentially like 1 time. So if you have, right now, you could save 3 times the distance, because instead of going over here and then around and then around, it just goes straight. Now one thing I also noticed that you don't want to do is this, where you have your starting and it goes either left or right. You want to make sure, instead of doing that, just have it go straight and then turn off to the side. And the reason for that is basically because if you switch this off and then when you get off the pressure plate, it has to go all the way down because this switches back, and instead of going straight down back to the beginning, it goes all the way back. And if you have a really long line that way, it could suck because you have to wait for it to go down and then back. So instead, just kind of go straight. No matter what you do, you can't mess this up when you get off the pressure plate, because it always goes back to the start, no matter what you do to that pressure plate. So I've constructed a basic example. It's just a basic switch. You get on here, you got your stuff, you go over here to your other room, get on the pressure plate, goes towards you again. And it's a lot quicker than, imagine trying to figure out how to get the cart to go down here without a switch. That's basically where you're saving time. And it's just two lines connecting, push the line cart, and it's really simple. Now the trick is if you want to have multiple mine carts. This was more of a challenge. So my first attempt, I just thought, maybe I'd throw on this Pez dispenser on the end, and it works. You can go here, you can call your minecart, you grab your stuff, and you're good to go. And every time you get a new cart. And this is just an RS NOR latch connected to the dispenser, and then when the cart comes back, it resets it so that you can get the next one. And that way, if you just stand here, and then you let it go, and then you get back on, it doesn't clog up the system or something and ruin your whole thing. The only problem is that if you want, for example, if you sit here and then the cart comes over and you put your stuff in the cart, you know, you have number 2, and you go to the other side of your house and you want the same stuff again, now you have to wait forever because all of your stuff just keeps ending up, like, so that was cart number 3, and then the next cart is number 1, and if you have a really if you're really far away, it's terrible because you have to wait like 10 times the amount of time depending on the number of carts you have. So the next step was basically, instead of just putting it on the end like I did there, to put it in the middle between the beginning and the stations. So basically you stand on here, you get your cart, you got number 1, you come over here, the cart comes up, you get number 1 again. Now if you want number 2, you call the cart, you push the button, the cart goes back, you get a new cart, and you get number 2. And this is very simple. The line the pressure plate line is just a straight line to the beginning. That's all it does when you stand on the pressure plate. And it also, like before, stops that. The next thing you have is you have these buttons. These buttons will turn on this rail when the cart is there, if you're on the pressure plate. So you see, I push the button, it turns on. It also sends a signal down to this wire, which also goes back over here and sends the top cart over. So if you just were to push this button over here, it sends out a new cart. So no matter what, you always get a new cart when you push buttons. The second thing it does is it sends a signal down over here and flips these switches so that the cart always goes to the dispenser no matter which way it's going. And then the final thing that it goes to is, again, an harness nor latch, and it resets it instead of setting it. And then when the cart comes back and goes over this pressure rail, it shoots off another one towards you. So you can see that you push the button, the cart goes there, you get a new one, and it goes to wherever you were. And that's basically all the improvements I could find. And then I noticed a little problem, which is when I'll actually show you on this track. If, for example, because on this one it doesn't matter, but on multi-carts it's kind of a big deal. If you get on these rails, on these pressure plates, and then you get off, and then you get on again, it goes the wrong way. And you don't want that, because on these, you're pretty much always going to be standing on the pressure plate, because that's how you get a new cart, you know. So you're going to be on here, and then you push the button, and then you get a new cart. But this whole line down there is always going to be on. And that means that your carts are going to go the wrong way, and you're not going to get new carts, and you don't want that. That's bad. So basically just build a route around it so that when you have it powered and you send the cart out, when it comes back it just goes over and doesn't go the wrong way, because otherwise it would just kind of go that way and that way and then that way and that way forever, and that's not what you want. So that's basically the addition, all of those words of my different ideas and things like that to the chest request. So if you want any help building this stuff, I guess just leave a comment or something. I don't feel like building all this again right now. I don't have single player commands or anything, so I don't know, it's just more work than I want to do tonight. But if you want it, just let me know, and maybe I'll make it later. Who knows? But thanks for watching. I'll see you later.